All natural GSP. Oop.
Oh, are you on ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Woohoo! Ready to rock.
Let's go.
Ready to rumble. Who's not ready to rumble? Hold on, there was some guys that were released.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about it.
Oh.
UFC released multiple fighters. You know, they said I got released. I actually, just didn't sign up for my next fight, but I guess they have their, storyline. You know.
Yeah, you said you had enough.
Well,
Fair.
it's not the job that you can kind of like just show up for a check. I mean, you could. It just it's not going to
Dangerous.
be good.
Yeah.
What's his face? That guy who died this weekend.
Mm.
He might have been just showing up for a check. Who knows? You heard about that? Chicago?
I did see something. I didn't do too much of a deep dive, but I did see that someone passed away.
All right, let's see. I know it's an uncomfortable truth for all the fight fans to know that every time somebody's in a fight, they actually die a little bit. Chicago MMA fighter dies. Isaac Johnson following injury. It's it is an injury. Traumatic brain injury. Yeah. But let's see what they're calling an injury here. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
So you're not just looking at my ugly mug. Here you go. Rest in peace, Isaac Johnson. Mission MMA Chicago. A popular gym for MMA fighters in Chicago shared a tribute to Isaac, calling him an incredible person. A great friend and loving father. He's missed by us all. Oh God, he was a father. No, what do you call it? Reports on what the injury was.
Exactly what happened. Do you reckon? Because the UFC haven't had any deaths. Do you reckon a lot of that is because they do a lot of testing and you guys have to get brain scans and all that sort of stuff? And like obviously in smaller leagues they can't do that.
Yeah.
Because it can't be just luck, you know what I mean? The UFC has had so many fights.
Right. Who knows? Who knows what the long-term implications are of fighting? Yes. UFC has a 0 deaths record. He fell ill during his fight at the Matador Fighting Challenge. He took part in a heavyweight Thai boxing bout. Okay, it wasn't an MMA fight. All right. He collapsed after getting injured. What's the injury?
Traumatic brain one, I would assume. He must have got knocked out
Towards
and he
the
didn't
end
wake
of
back
the
up.
fight.
I mean, sometimes not always though. Sometimes you can see them at the end of the round or even at the end of the fight. They walk to the corner and then they start getting like all like woozy and then they pass out and they never wake back up.
I guess we're never gonna know. Story is being swept under the rug. Let's check Reddit. One more check, okay?
Yeah.
Jesus, I was at this show. He looked bad, but I had no idea I was watching his last moments. Rest in peace. What happened? It says he collapsed before the end of his Muay Thai fight. Was it that bad of a beating, or was there a bad weight cut or other factors involved? Team Voltron, the FX. Let's try and find him. I was there as well. Both of them were completely gassed at the end of round 1, and neither looked like they could continue. I feel like the weight cut had something to do with it.
This is heavyweight though, right?
Yeah.
This is another thing. Do you reckon heavyweight there shouldn't be any like you shouldn't have to cut weight to make heavyweight? You know, like there shouldn't be a cap at heavyweight. It's supposed to be the biggest division.
Um, I'm reminded of Kimbo versus Dada 5000.
Yeah, I shouldn't laugh so hard, but
At
yeah, I
heavyweight, it
remember
could
that.
be a heart attack for sure. One of my best friends was leaner but large, fourth degree black belt in Shotokan, and had a heart attack on the golf course at 33. Okay.
Shit.
Kimbo and Dada were literally having heart attacks in their fight.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but
Yeah.
that fight was fucking horrendous.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure that Data 5000 did have a heart attack or something happened right during that fight. He had like a stroke or something mid fight.
Oh my God. As entertaining as combat sports are, we often forget we sit and cheer watching humans trade blows for our pleasure in exchange for pennies and taking years off their lives or receiving
Mm,
permanent brain damage slash injuries. People say this, but shit on fighters like Ian or Adesanya for being boring. In no other sport is being defensive crapped on as much as it is in combat sports. Sadly, the fan base of combat sports is largely made up of tap out dude bros who have the emotional maturity of middle schoolers. I mean, we just watched a giant portion of the fans cry like little girls because Tom didn't want to keep fighting after getting finger fucked in the eye sockets. There's a
yeah,
reason MMA fans have the reputation they do, and it's mostly deserved. Um, yeah, I don't know about I guess it is largely now that MMA went mainstream, huh? I mean, you couldn't say that a
yeah.
few
That's
years
what I
ago.
was exactly. I was gonna say that like it's definitely changed now. It's a lot more mainstream. You got like a lot of the wrestling fans come over, and at this point, just your mainstream, normal, everyday person where like back when you competed and especially not always but even especially earlier like it used to be a lot more martial artists were into the UFC where now it's just like it's very mainstream.
Yeah, it's its own thing. Like it's kind of like it's still martial arts, but it's like a sub. It's its own entity within martial arts. Like even
Yeah.
the traditional martial artists don't like it. A lot of them don't like it.
Mm.
Maybe because they could get exposed for being bullshit. But uh, I
Bit
was
of
just
both
on.
maybe you like
Yeah.
I get it that it's um like you were saying where you don't have just that pure uh how would I say like I'm not doing a very good job here at the moment. Like being a martial artist and having that Zen like mentality where when it's boxing or competitive MMA or like you lose a bit of that when it becomes a sport. Um, like they say you do martial arts so you don't have to fight. That mentality or that kind of part of it's swept away when it becomes competition on TV for people's entertainment.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure you guys are watching the same thing as me. Okay, so we're gonna go. Uh, stop screen. Share screen. Okay, this guy is actually close to me. He's in Queens, New York, so um, I had to make a comment because I said, "Look, if trapping is so good, why does nobody use it?
Mm,
People aren't biased in fighting. They want to use what's effective. Doesn't matter if it looks good, if it doesn't look good.
mm,
I think trapping and Wing Chun only works on somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
mm. Yeah, I
Like
agree.
nobody's gonna step in and touch their hand to your wrist and just stand there while you do 10 different things.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
almost as bit like, okay, you're gonna catch somebody's hand. Yeah, I've
Mm,
literally never seen anybody grab two hands on one in the UFC. It's just like the other hand's gonna elbow you. You're not going to
Mm,
be able to grab it. All this shit is fucking theory. And it only works on
mm.
your students, buddy. They're not watching, but
It reminds me of like Black Belt magazine. Like when he does this, you do this, then this, and then walk away and look great in front of your friends. And it's like
right?
fighting in real life is always like it's messy.
Yeah, I guess the theory, it's kind of like a color wheel. Like
Mm,
there's so many different shades of colors. Um but you would only use some of these colors in like rare very rare instance. And as a
yeah.
matter of fact, it's so rare that it's not even worth having that color in your palette because it's so expensive. Like you have to dedicate yourself to master this style that you're
Mm,
literally never going to be able to use it. Well, for me in sport, I'm just
mm,
I guess I'm biased because I'm thinking about MMA. I'm not thinking about like street fighting. Wing
mm.
Chun, definitely these guys, they'll poke you in the eyes and they'll chop you in the neck. So I can't say that it's not realistic. It's just not for MMA.
But even with NHB, like you don't see people ever doing that. Like back in the day, you ever watch like some of the old school NHB fights in Brazil and stuff like that? You didn't
Oh
see them
yeah.
doing that.
I used to love those fights.
Yeah,
The beginning of Vanderlei, Chuck Liddell he started out down there, or he had a fight down there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're pretty wild. A lot of them would apparently kind of agree as well. Like, you know, we won't kick each other in the nuts or eye gouge each other.
Mm,
Like a gentleman's hand, like agreement. Because if you do it to them, they can do it to you.
yeah. Somebody should have told
Apparently,
the Smashing Machine that was that he he
Mike.
he supposedly was putting his fingers in some guy's cut to open it and make him bleed more. Fabio
Yeah,
Grisel, I think it was.
you wouldn't do that
Um, yeah,
in that scenario.
probably not. I don't
No,
know. How about you've seen Eric Bloodaxe?
the name rings a bell.
You probably have seen him, but you didn't know. Let me just make sure we're looking at the same screen here. Okay. Eric Bloodaxe. He's from my neck of the woods, but apparently he's been traveling the world. Okay, this is his old one. Let's try this again. Eric Olson. Maybe that's it. Okay. And let's see. King of the Streets. You heard of this?
Hmm.
Hmm. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
So let's see. They had his video up today. I mean, there he is. Hate him or love him, he's the only one with 7 fights in King of the Streets, breaking every record. Comes alone every single time. Most fighters never show up again after their first fight, treating it like a bucket list thing. The true game changer of King of the Streets, Eric Bloodaxe Olson. Um, I'm trying to find. They probably won't show it because it's even within this. It's not a good look. But
Hmm.
they're allowed to eye gouge. What the hell? What am I looking at here? Headbutt.
Headbutt. Yeah.
Where's the? Oh, there it is. I thought he ripped his head open. I thought this was like part of his head. That's crazy. Yeah, headbutt.
That picture on the right looks like he might have got an eye gouge there.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he's been eye gouged. I mean, it could be mistaken,
damn.
but fucking looks like it. Yeah, it looks rough.
Yeah, there he is. Blood Axe. The rematch is this Monday. You don't want to miss this. That was 12
Is
weeks
it
ago.
streamed live on Instagram?
I've seen the clips on Instagram. I guess it's streamed on YouTube.
Maybe we could watch the stream next Monday and just react or something.
Yeah, that was an old that was an old one, but we'll definitely look it up. King of the Streets, the documentary, fight application, YouTube. See YouTube. You want to subscribe? No. Okay. Looks like in different areas of concrete. This one's got sand or dirt. Beef fight. King of the Streets. Blood Axe versus Tamaz. I
Mm.
think. Oh, that hurt.
I've not seen anything.
Oh, my bad. Let's go back.
That's right.
I keep forgetting that it's like that. So we'll go here. Now I don't know if this is the eye gouge one, but this is King of the Streets. All right, so we'll go back to the beginning. A little lower. That's got to be a gang tattoo. What do you think?
He's holding his hands down really low.
I'm saying this dude with the huge chest tattoo, that's got to be.
It looks he's got that axe on there, right? Looks like a big axe there and a skull. So it
Okay.
could just be a play on words.
Oh no, I'm talking about this dude here. On the right, with the no shirt on.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Across
those.
his chest, it's like an axe, right? And then a skull.
Okay, and then this thing right here, this S on his
Mm.
shoulder,
Oh, yeah.
that's something. I think that's. I want to say German or Nazi. I don't know. Definitely.
The guy with the shirt on looks like he's boxed a little bit.
Yeah, that's Blood Axe. I've seen him. I don't think I've seen him fight, but he's been like he was fighting back when I was coming up. And
True. So he's been around for a while
oh yeah, no,
doing
he's
this.
like my age. Oh, he just hurt his leg.
Yeah, he did. The other guy's
Oh,
like
look, he's
really
holding his leg.
unorthodox.
He's holding his knee. Oh god, how do you mess
Ooh.
that up, dude? He knocked him down with a leg kick. Now he's getting. Oh,
Oh, shit.
almost punted him.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
the
going for the
old
eye gouge
schoolyard
there.
headbutt.
Oh, bruh. Oh. I don't understand.
What happened here? Why'd they stop it? Oh, they're letting it go now. Oh my god, this is
Oh.
it's complete. Oh, he just
Oh,
tap
he
out.
tapped. Yeah, twice. And kicked him in the head and in the chest.
What the hell? I'm a worse fighter for watching that. Oh my god. Um, look as a fight fan, James, you gotta kind of we gotta kind of separate. Do we want to be a sport or do we want to be fucking thugs?
Well, I would say that last one's in the ladder. Um, you could see with that blood X, the way he was moving around, you could see that like he knew how to box, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And that other guy, like, if you to look just stylistically, um, the other guy with his hands really low, like he didn't look like he really had much in the way of any real training, like, but he knew how to fight still, like it
Mm,
still worked. He still got the W, like, so that's the thing with some guys off the street. Um, they're unorthodox,
definitely. I remember seeing Kimbo, and same thing. I could tell that not that he was polished, but he knew he had like this fighting instinct that when somebody ducks, when you're throwing a straight right or an overhand right and they're ducking underneath, to be able to turn that right hand into an uppercut and time them ducking so they duck into the uppercut.
Mm,
It's not something that you pick up naturally. Or and no, that's not what I'm saying. It's not something that if you don't do it automatically, it takes a while because first of all you have to establish your right hand. So
mm,
most people throw wild haymakers and they get the person, to duck underneath or whatever. But
mm,
um, the thing that I saw Kimbo do, which was a straight right hand, and causing the person to duck, and then he turned it into an uppercut. I was like, this guy's got something that you can't teach. It's only
mm,
developed a little bit of an instinct and killer instinct, and then the experience. It's like
mm,
my old training partner. We were doing because Longo is a Jeet Kune Do coach, so they have
mm.
weapons also. They did the trapping, they did the Filipino arts, the stick fighting, the knife fighting. So we had this
Yeah.
drill where you take a piece of chalk and you pretend it's a long piece of chalk. You pretend it's a knife, and so when
Mm,
you mark your partner with the chalk, you go, that was a cut. So there's a technique. It's called defanging the snake. When the person goes to cut you, you slice their hand, defanging the snake. So
mm,
my training partner, call him Evil Joe. Evil Joe, he baited me to reach for his hand, and when I reached for his hand to defang the snake, he leaned his hand back and stabbed me in the eye with the chalk, like not even like here, like chalk in my eye.
fucking hell, bro.
And
Just
I
messing
said,
around.
you know what? That's another level of, like there's levels. There's like, okay,
Mm,
so I want to do the technique right. Uh, I have a strategy. What he does, I'm going to do something. I have a secret strategy where I'm going to bait him into doing something. And then you have like levels where it's like, on top of all that strategy, now you have a little bit of a sick and twisted personality where you don't mind,
mm.
fucking somebody up.
Stefan, so yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Well,
a comment here
oh, right on.
from Mangus Galactus. OG Kimbo was a
Hey.
rare natural fighter. Yeah, he definitely had some talent. His old street fights and that street fight videos. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah,
Yeah, no,
shout
Kimbo
out.
is. Shout out to Galactus. I know Galactus. We chatted on Discord.
Oh,
If that's the
nice.
same one, yeah. What up, Galactus? Yeah, Kimbo is a natural. He's no GSP though.
You had something to say about GSP?
I wrote a song, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to play it right. Let me just see if I can just. Okay, I got it. Um, GSP. I don't know. This might not be a good segue. Let's just check the chat and see what else we got on the menu today. Um, fucking JDM got choked the f out.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I couldn't.
Look, I
Couldn't stay for that.
going into that fight, I said to my brother that I thought Islam was going to win.
Wow.
Um, yeah, like I'm an Aussie. I wanted obviously JDM to win. He's got good hands. Islam's coming up a weight division, so anything could happen. But I mean, fucking Islam looked massive. He looked bigger than JDM, right? And he's the one
Wow.
that went up a weight division. Did you get to see the fight?
I didn't. I didn't even know that he's bigger. That's
He
wild.
looked bigger to me. Like when they were standing in the middle
Mm,
of the ring octagon
mm.
um, before the fight, he looked massive. Uh, he looked good. You know, congrats to him.
And how did the stand up go? Anything?
Islam turned out to be a bigger weight bully than we thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, if he could go up a weight division and still weight bully someone.
So was it exciting or was it kind of a lay and pray?
Look, I wouldn't say it was a lay and pray. Like Islam was like he was working for submissions, and you know he was trying to get better positions and stuff like that. But
Okay.
JDM, to his credit, did sort of he stuffed all the submission attempts, and like so it become a stalemate. It's not like he just sat in his guard and then peppered him with rabbit shots that did nothing. Like he was trying to do stuff, but they kind of because of yeah, it ended up being a stalemate, if you know what I mean. So
Okay.
there we go. Another one. Islam looked like an entire weight division bigger than Jack. Yeah.
Yo. Wow.
Boring, laughing my ass off. He held him all night. So, like, like in my opinion, and like I'm an Aussie man. Like, obviously, I wanted JDM to win, and
Yeah.
like, no hate against Islam and that, but I'm not a fan of their fans. Like, their fans can be kind of annoying. So, obviously, I really wanted JDM to win,
Mm,
but like I mentioned, he did go for submissions,
right.
but you know, to Jack's credit, he fought him off. Like he didn't really have a chance to go for much. So yeah, I mean, he go up, walked out. Fucking, he didn't really have a scratch on him. He won every round. He walked out with 2 belts. Like, I tip my hat to him, but it
Hmm.
wasn't anything overly exciting to watch. If I knew what was going to happen, I probably would have went to bed or slept
Hey
in.
yo.
But
Wow.
yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I work a lot, brother, so I had to
Yeah.
get out of bed. I had to get out of bed for that, so it's just
Oh,
like I
okay.
wish I
And what
slept
about the
in.
co-main? You
Oh
stepped in
man,
for
why
that
am I
one?
blanking on that? I
Bullet.
remember there being other good fights. I think I watched the whole fucking card, to be honest.
Bullet
Um,
versus Whaley.
yeah, yes, yeah, it was all right.
Well,
Uh,
which one was
I
more
thought,
exciting?
yeah.
Which one was
Look,
more exciting?
the Valentina Whaley fight was pretty good. Um, I kind of thought Shevchenko would maybe retire then and there because, like,
Yeah.
at what point, like, you've done everything you're gonna do, really, right? I mean, like, I get it, there's small paydays and whatnot, but I'm just going off what because Jack was saying she's holding out for to have kids and marriage and that till her career's done. She's like
Mm,
36 or 37 years old. It's
mm,
just like you've had a great career, you've made your cash, you've got like you just won, probably your biggest win of your career.
mm,
Maybe hang it up there. But I mean, it's easy for me to say. That's her.
mm.
That's the way she makes her money. So
Yeah, and
a lot of Dagestanis got finished this year, though. Even the elite guys are getting beat. I think their reign's about over. Look, I think everyone sort of has their sort of reign. Like you look at the Brazilians and like then the UK and like I mean Australia on a small scale. I think different areas have a bit of a run, but like Galactus has mentioned here, um, it can never be forever, and not even just where people are from, but also styles as well. Like,
Yes.
you get a wrestling like dominant era, and then fucking why am I forgetting his name?
Maurice Smith.
Maurice Smith. That's right. Beat Mark Coleman, and then you got a
Yep.
bit of a striking area, and then it goes back to wrestling. So
Yeah, you got that the yin yang or the meta. You can be a grappler or you can be a striker. Now
yeah,
you can be good at both, but your hand can't strike and grapple at the same time. So you got to choose one. Whenever you are on, if you get somebody in a takedown and you're on top of them, if you
mm,
try to ground and pound, you have to make space for the punch or the elbow to travel through, and that space gives the person on the bottom room to move.
mm,
So you got to kind of choose. You're gonna grapple or you're gonna strike. And the Dagestani grappling was very dominant. They are more than wrestling. I think it's because of the sambo influence. It's almost like really wrestling heavy jujitsu, like kind of like
yeah,
what Weidman would do, or but sambo because it comes from judo is a bit more technical. And when I say
there's
technical,
more variation.
I don't mean that it's better technique. I mean that
Yeah,
it's um, because of the rule set. There's more techniques that you can do
yeah, more variation.
than American wrestling, and I think that translates well to the
Mm,
grappling part. But even in sambo, there's striking. So
mm.
uh, you can you can um, I can't pick that up. What was I gonna say? You can't just be unbeatable forever. Happened to Hoist, happened to
Mm,
the wrestlers, like you said.
mm.
Um, Islam's been hit. He's what's his name? Hamzat.
Hamzat, yeah,
He's
he steamrolled bloody old mate.
yeah, he's not punch proof either. But that being said, it's so dominant that if you have a good grappler like that, like Islam and Hamzat, to for somebody to be able to beat them, they really got to be like just as good.
Mm.
So I don't know. What do you think about Sarukian? He's matched up already, right?
Um, is he?
I believe so. It's like January or some shit.
Let's have a look. Man, they make their fucking names hard, bloody. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. He fucking beat Dan Hooker on the weekend.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, look, I've seen him fight a few times, but again, because I work so much, I only usually get to watch the main and co-mains these days. But I'm hoping to change that soon, so I'll be able to be a proper fan again and be able to watch the full cards. Because like I was saying before, I'm about hey enough. I'm about done doing what I'm doing now. Need to get out of that. It's
I
too
support
much
you.
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna sell that other house and just look at doing something else. We got
Oh,
another
I see. So
comment here from
so you're selling the house so that you don't have to work and you could chill out for a bit while you find another career.
um I've got ideas. Like I'm not gonna not work, but I'm gonna work during the day.
Nice.
Um, and if I work Sundays, I'm gonna finish early so I can at least watch the UFC because UFC's on, boxing's on, the motocross and supercross are on.
All
Like
right.
everything is on Sunday here in Australia. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, so I chill Sunday, work every other day. But I mean, like like you and I know, like some of the shit that I put up with at work, and
Right.
it's kind of dangerous. Like I've had a lot of knives pulled on me and the rest of it, but I've um I've just kind of fucking had enough. I kind of hurt someone at work, and I was just like, I'm done. I need to stop before I end up getting in trouble, or
Okay.
someone sticking me with a blade when I'm not looking, or something like. It's fucking. It's not safe, dude. It's not. It's not worth it.
Hmm.
I've made what I need to. We got a beautiful house here. I can buy another house in the future, and I can, instead of investing in assets, I can like invest in myself a little bit. And
Oh
not
yeah.
only that, Rowena and I are getting older, and we want to have kids before we run out of time. So
God bless.
yeah, it's just life's short, man. Before you know
Yeah.
it's going to be fucking all over. So, and I've hated my life long enough, like it's not all bad. Like I appreciate my bosses, and like I've made a bit of money and fucking blah blah blah. But enough's enough. I need I need to do something different.
Well,
But anyway,
I feel you on that, bro. I had to transition myself. I'm into more health coaching now, but I still,
yeah.
I can't give up this.
Just a quick shout out to Galactus. Thanks, man. Definitely not worth ruining your life. So yeah, risking. Thank you. Definitely not worth risking your life anymore, brother. I feel you. Prayers for you. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's not. Like even if I go shopping, I need to fucking watch myself all the time. I go anywhere, I need to watch myself, because over the years I've had enough altercations at work that I'm not going to remember these people. Um, but they sure as shit going to remember me. So I could walk straight past someone and go, hey, mate, and not think twice about it. Because to me, it's another Monday, but to them, it's a big deal. So, and eventually, I'm going to be the nail, or like I said, I've had enough knives pulled on me. Someone will stab me from behind or something.
Bruh.
So,
I was thinking about that with the League of Champions about how even just grappling, people get injured all the time. This is Chris Weidman's latest post. Happened on Friday. You see it?
yeah,
All right. Now
yeah, you're
this
up.
kind of lit a fire. Now I did ask AI how to make my widget myself, so I don't have to pay hosting anymore. Like that was an issue for me. I was worried about having my widget outsourced, where I would never like be able to control it or make adjustments. I would have to ask somebody to make the adjustments for me. Now with the advent of AI within the past year, you can make anything. Like you can make a website, you can make a widget. So I'm using it to um, to make my widget and to keep score. Now that I see people are learning, Chris Weidman says here, you want to do MMA without getting brain injury, do the Body Shot Championship. This is his idea.
Not true.
Welcome to the inaugural Body Snatching Championship. It is the best athletes in the world crushing each other's body. Somebody's going to fall tonight. And here we go. It's the day, though. And here we go. First sign up, I got my commentator over here. He's going to explain the rules and who we got up first.
All right. So first we're going to have Silas versus Saeed. Let's talk about the rules first, just to make sure we're clear. There's going to be a coin flip to decide who's going to go first. That means that if you win the coin toss, you can choose whether to punch first or take a shot first. The first round is going to be one shot. You get 10 seconds to recover and throw your shot back. Second round is going to be two shots. You get 10 seconds again to recover and throw your shot back. Third round, three shots, 10 seconds to recover and throw your shot back. You cannot leave the figure eight while you're throwing your shot or when you're getting your or taking your shot. You get up to 3 body motions before your shot. So a total of 3 motions before
This
actually
is
taking
ridiculous.
your shot. The person
Look at the
that's
size of that gym, though.
getting hit or
Holy.
taking the shot, their hands
Fucking
have to
huge.
be on their temples. If your hands come off the temples, then that's going to be a penalty, and then Chris will handle that, of course. The shot has to be above the groin, below the ribs, and if you do go over your 10 seconds, you're out.
Yep. All right, here we go. We got the coin toss. I'm going to give Saeed the choice. You want heads or tails? Let's go heads. Go heads. It is heads. Saeed, first choice. What do you want? First or second?
I'm gonna go first.
He's going first. All right, here we go. The first shot ever, the body snatching championship. Here goes the time. Where's Jeff? The time has to start at 10 seconds. All right, we got 10 seconds starting now. He has 10 seconds to throw a shot.
At least you can't defend. So this is slap fight championship, but instead
Right.
you rip into the body. This is different to what your idea is.
Yeah. But you see how I think we got
I don't think either of them
We got
guys
an
are
opportunity.
really ripping.
yeah, there's some KOs later. I watched the whole thing, but
Yeah, no, that's kind of childish from
It's
Galactus.
like-
Yeah, I agree.
it's a moment of time. Galactus, I know you've been following me for a while, so you know about the league. And I think it's only a matter of time before this idea picks up, and I don't want somebody to get it without us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do have a to-do list, and I'm gonna get that up ASAP. I asked, first of all, I described what I want, and then I asked for the workflow, how to get it done. AI just tells you everything.
Mm.
And it's coding, so you don't even have to know how to code. You just say, give me the code for blah, 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 and then it does it for you. And now I'll have the ability to really like tweak things and make it look nice. The new website that I got for all this is masterlukey.org. And I'm just going to pull it up because it's not finished. It's just have two pages, but I formed a nonprofit in New York here in the United States because a couple of reasons, but basically for what I want to accomplish, I have to put together a team, and I don't want it to be about money. I want it to be about helping people, creating a legacy, providing growth in the sport,
Mm.
right? The actual sport, not growth for the UFC. I mean, you like Craig Jones at all?
Craig Jones, the grappler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he's kind of like an outsider, but he's trying to grow the sport. He's not like always criticizing Dana for taking the chunk of the money and leaving nothing to the fighters. But it does, his Craig Jones Invitational, it's really about paying the athletes and growing the athletes.
Mm.
When you have a league like the League of Champions, which is a no-head contact MMA league for sparring, and you have the fighters on your TV every week because they don't have to go to the hospital, just like WWE has Monday Night Raw. Every week you're seeing John Cena or whoever the main guys or any of the guys. That's how you get brand recognition. That's how you get your stars to have a following. And I'm promoting it, James, but it really is scientific. If you just think of the actual, what does it mean to be a sport? What is it? How do sports grow? How do celebrities, grow? They have to be in your face. They have to go viral, right? And you can't do that if you're only going to be on the screen once every 6 months. That's what people forget.
Oh, you said brand recognition.
Yeah, brand recognition is like, the Hulkster. He's a brand.
Yeah.
How did the Hulkster become a brand? I mean, he was on your TV every week, multiple times a week. He's got that larger than life personality, and that's part of it too. The McGregor effect, I call it. And I think that's a good thing. I still believe that martial arts has something to offer the general public besides violence. I think discipline, um, focus and discipline,
Mm,
training for athletics, training for a strong body, eating right, cutting weight, not cutting weight, but dieting to cut weight. These are all beneficial. Building a team, people to train with, protecting the innocent, sticking up against bullies.
mm,
I don't think we should throw the whole sport out and just say, oh, fuck, people getting brain injury and let's not do that anymore. Well, what's good about fighting? What do people like about fighting? They like action. I don't
mm.
think people like injury. I don't think people like blood. I don't think people even like finishing because the finish is great, but then it's over. So, what if you could have an event where you have that excitement, but it doesn't stop? You're
Yeah.
just excited the whole 5 minutes.
Look, like I've said before, I think there's definitely a place for it. I think that it's cool and it's a good idea. I don't think one necessarily precludes the other. Like within boxing and MMA, even though it's someone gets finished and then it's over. It's the pageantry and everything leading up, and it's the shock. You know what I mean? When someone gets knocked out, or when you're talking about an elite guy that gets stopped in his prime, and then there's a reason why people are like, oh fuck, like people don't usually do that for most other sports.
Yeah.
Um, but like us, I agree with you. I think it's a great idea. Um, I think that it's the same as like we'll just use the WWF version, right?
Yep.
And like we'll say WWF and boxing because I don't know. As far as I know, it's not really that popular anymore. It might still be. But like in the 90s, they were both really popular, right? And like there's fans for both types. I think that I like what you're talking about. I think it's good. Obviously, it's good for the fighters. And another good thing as well, right, is a lot of retired fighters could move into doing that and still compete and still enjoy martial arts and the competitive side without doing something stupid like that slap fight stuff. You know,
Yes.
I think it's a great idea. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, like I said, I don't think one would remove the other. I just think that they're reciprocal in a way. You know what I mean?
Could be a transition. We'll get the
Yeah,
pageantry and stuff.
I got a couple of quick comments here.
Oh, right on.
Uh, Craig's recent events have been very entertaining too. I'm sure I'm a fan for sure. So that's
Nice.
from Galactus. And
His. Mhm.
another one is wise words from Luke. 100%. So he's in agreement with you, Master Loki.
Thanks a lot. Um. Wait, what was the first comment again?
So he was just talking about Craig Jones, that he's
Oh
a
yeah,
big
Craig
fan
Jones.
and he
Craig
likes
Jones
the event.
has the funniest fucking YouTube. Oh my god, the B Team YouTube. Shout out to B Team YouTube. He's traveling the world, Craig Jones,
Yeah,
right now.
true. I could
Incredible,
check it
incredible.
out. I've seen Volk do a lot of funny stuff, where he's like old man Volk and stuff like that. Is it like that kind of in that kind of
Let's
humor?
see. B Team BJJ. Believe it's on the main. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go here. Come back to McGregor in a second.
Yep.
B Team. Okay. Okay, so let's see. The untold. This is a good one. The untold story of Dana White and modern MMA. He compares Dana White to a pimp, and how he brainwashed the fighters, like
So I'd say he's not a fan.
Well, he's a competitor because he's trying to, the UFC BJJ thing.
Mm. Yeah, fair
He's
point.
trying to compete against
I
them.
like the thumbnail. He's got these thumbnail games on point.
Let's see.
Now, remember earlier that I said agents
We won't watch the whole thing because this is their video, but
This is the number one spot you go for, or from half guard out. So it's like we want to minimize any time. Here, we're kind of the danger zone here, right?
danger zone.
If you're on,
I have to tap
one knee
immediately.
on one knee, you're still
That position breaks my neck. But let me share that again one more time. This position here, because my neck is broken, it forced me to have a different strategy. So how does this guy on the bottom here end up in the bottom front headlock position? How's
Like
that happen?
shooting for takedown.
Okay, shooting in for takedowns one. So I don't shoot for takedowns. If anything, I'll go for the upper body kind of throws and trips.
Scramble.
I'll
Trying to
go
get off his back or something.
Oh, yes, trying to get off his back. So that's another one. They come up, they'll wrestle up from half guard.
Hmm.
I've gotten caught in darce enough times where I realize even if I don't have to tap out, it's just such a strain on an injured area. So I
Hmm.
don't wrestle up from half guard anymore. And it's it actually is a throwback to the original Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that was primarily to survive.
Hmm.
There was no time limits in the original challenge matches. So now in the UFC, if you end up on the floor, on the bottom, and you only have 5 minutes, you're going to lose the round. Some of these guys are forced, or they think they're forced to put themselves in a bad position and create a scramble, because that's really what scrambling is. It's just going through bad positions.
Yeah.
But me, when I'm training and I'm losing, quote unquote losing, I'm on my back. Even if it means losing, I'll force myself to not do this.
Hmm.
And I think it's a good thing. They say everything happens for a reason. Because look, this is jiu-jitsu and this is MMA. But what if this is a street fight? You're
Yeah,
getting
I mean, you can buy
knee,
it.
you're getting kneed in the head. This guy
Definitely.
in the 4-point stance. He's getting
From
punted.
top. Yeah.
He's going to get pushed. Craig Jones is going to take his hands. He's going to push him down further and then kick his head.
Hmm.
So the move that we learned, I actually learned from GSP's coach, John Danaher.
Yeah.
Which was from this position here, what you do is you keep your head low and you spin, and this is without the guy on top of you. You spin your head away and you end up in an open guard where you're on your back and your feet are now in between.
Hmm.
So you can up kick. And just as
Like a butterfly guard.
Yep, or further away, even better. But it's interesting because forcing myself to have a different strategy than what's mainstream.
Hmm.
I took a fork in the road and now there's a whole new world on this side of the road here where you have concepts like you have up kicks, right?
Hmm.
But do you have knee strikes from the bottom? You can kick from the bottom, but can you throw a knee on the bottom from the bottom? There's
from you.
a new way to do a butterfly sweep. You're talking about the butterfly guard, where the
Mm,
old school, what they would call 1995 jujitsu, which was like it only works on people who don't know what you're doing,
mm,
where you do the butterfly sweep and you kick your bottom leg. Matter of fact, if I pull up a different I'm not gonna do it. Pull up a different YouTube video. You could still see people teaching it to this day. When you roll somebody to the side and they tell you to kick your leg and
mm,
extend your leg underneath the guy to throw him over. Problem with that is when you extend your leg, all the guy on top has to do is switch his hips onto that leg, and you're gonna basically give him the pass. So
mm.
now they're telling the new method is to keep your leg tucked tight. You pull your butterfly hook to your chest and you actually push the person over with the knee. So the butterfly hook is still tight. Your leg is on the side of him, but you're not extending your leg. You're keeping your leg bent and you're pushing him over with the knee. It's a real game changer and it leads into the rest
Yeah,
of the
I
leg locks and
probably
all that stuff.
I might need a. I can sort of see what you're saying, but I might need to see like a demonstration or something to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now thinking of that and how the legs are used in this way, I'm thinking, oh, wait a second. Okay, that changes everything because you have these positions, which is essentially a clinch.
Mm,
When you're on top, when you're on bottom, you're clinching the guy. The clinch, standing clinch, is a transition to the floor. So there's no like point where you're not grappling. Once you grab the guy, you're clinched. You're grappling. Grappling on the feet, you're grappling on the floor. So what can you
mm,
do in the clinch? These are things that once you go on this side of the road here where you're not thinking of just standing back up, but you're actually thinking of fighting on the ground, where
mm.
the knees, the up kicks, the elbows, the different clinching positions, how you can grab somebody. I think the game's going to change
So
because
you're saying instead of just
Mhm.
thinking I've got to get up or I'm going to lose around, you're saying there's a lot more depth that you can do in
A-
between, in between the scrambles and whatnot.
absolutely, because it's the difference between jiu-jitsu and wrestling. When you
Mm,
have wrestling, you have time. You have time to work. And when you're doing MMA and now you have time, you kind of, I don't blame them. You kind of got to wrestle because if you're just going to fight off your back, you're not going to win on points. The thing is, when you wrestle, you're open to submission because wrestling
mm,
doesn't have submission. So this position here, you get guillotined, you get your back taken.
mm,
When if you were to spin around or if you're in half guard, you're not going to get guillotined in half guard. You're not going to get your back taken in half guard. Of course, the guy can
mm.
pass your guard, but I'm just
So
saying, as a
he's gonna have
strategy,
to transition. Yeah.
as a position, almost like a fighting stance,
Mm,
you're automatically putting yourself in a position where certain things can happen, certain things can happen,
mm.
and that's jujitsu because, like I was saying before, there was no time limit, so it was all about survival, and it wasn't about points or getting
Yeah.
back up to the feet. They don't mind being off their back.
Yeah, because they're just biding their time for their opportunity.
And back in the day, it was in Brazil. They had like those fights you were talking about,
Mm.
IVC, where Vanderlei came up. They had
The full
Brazil.
NHB ones.
Yep, they had
Mm,
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys versus Vale Tudo guys. Because the Jiu-Jitsu kids, they were the rich kids. They could afford a
mm.
gi, a kimono. Guys like Wanderlei and the Luta Libre guys,
Marco Huas. Mm.
they couldn't afford. They were in the favela. They couldn't afford a gi, so
Mm.
they did no gi. Some pretty epic like beef matches between Shootbox and Team Gracie, stuff like that. But Yeah, they had punts. You could up kick, you could down kick it down
Yeah,
opponent, headbutt. Remember
yeah, it's pretty wild.
was headbutting a guy with his bloody head, like Vandalay was bleeding and
Yeah,
headbutt
yeah,
with the blood.
yeah.
Pretty gnarly.
So he's blinding him with his blood as well.
So when you have something, I'm not going to keep harping on, it, but when you have something like the League of Champions where it's more of a sport, you can delve deeper into the technique because you're not really worried about like, oh fuck, if I lose, I'm going to be physically injured. It's a little bit less of a life or death stakes. So I think you can pay more attention to your development of your technique, of your strategy, of your your fighting, your system,
Mm,
your moves list, as they call it in the
mm,
video games, or your playbook. Yeah, you have your strategy, your pageantry, like everybody loves.
mm.
Um, and wow, imagine Conor McGregor. He said, let's see, let me switch this. Speaking of pageantry, the highest grossing fighter of all time, Conor McGregor. He says that he's a man of the people now. He had a change of heart. He's got the fire back in him and he's living for his family. Hey,
Yeah, I've seen
Connor,
something about it. Ibogaine or something. I didn't get a chance to read through.
if you're really for your family, Connor, I have a challenge for you. I challenge you, Conor McGregor, to look into subconcussive impact. Look into Joe Carvalho. Oh, I know you know that name, Connor, because it was your teammate who killed him in a cage in Brazil. Or maybe it was Ireland. I'm not sure where the match was. Yeah, Joe Carvalho. R.I.P. Connor
Mm.
did some plant medicine. Hey guys, I'm back. I was blessed to meet the most forward thinking doctors from Stanford University and undergo a series of treatments to address trauma. I traveled to Tijuana, Mexico and underwent Ibogaine treatment at Ambio. Watch the Netflix documentary Just Shh. What does that say?
Just show more.
Oh, let me switch screens here. Okay, Netflix documentary just released titled "In Waves and War," and it is the exact place I went. It was incredible, intense, and absolutely eye-opening. I was shown what would have been my death, how soon it was to be, and how it would have impacted my children.
Mm.
I was looking down on myself as it happened, and then I was looking out from the coffin. God then came to me in the Holy Trinity. He is mighty. Jesus, his child, Mary, his mother, the archangels, all present in heaven. I was shown the light. Jesus descended from the white marble steps of heaven and anointed me with a crown. Wow. I mean,
So is this kind of like that
bit of a stretch.
ayahuasca, or like what is it exactly? Do you know?
Ibogaine. Let's see. What is Ibogaine? Ibog. It's not Rogaine. It's
Yeah.
Ibogaine. A psycho. Let me switch screens for you.
Yep.
Psychoactive indole alkaloid found in the Tabernathi iboga plant, traditionally used by Central African tribes and studied for its potential to treat substance use disorders.
Yeah.
Oh,
Galactus here says it's far more intense version of like DMT. And he
sheesh.
also says he likes what Connor's been up to lately. He hopes he's being genuine. I mean, yeah, I'd definitely like to see Connor turning around. You can't be blasting cocaine and fucking hookers forever. You know what I mean? Like, he's got kids and
Mhm.
whatnot. Um,
Maybe, maybe this dream that he had was symbolic of that. So when he's saying, let's see. I was shown what would have been my death, how soon it was to be, and how it would have impacted my children. So maybe maybe he did this as a kind of a last resort, because ibogaine is used for substance use disorder. So maybe
Mm.
he saw that he was gonna OD or some shit.
Oh,
He says he was 36 hours tripping balls before he finally. Oh no, he slept 36. I can't understand what he's saying here. The most enlightening and enchanting experience I've ever undertaken. Treatment's worth its weight in gold. Very, very tough, but saved my life and saved my family. I am my child again, but this time with the knowledge of my adult. To my team, we did it. The world is in for a treat. Da, 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 da. Your great great grandson to God, he says. Well, he certainly didn't reduce his ego.
mm. Look, like Galactus said, like I really, I hope it's genuine. Like I don't have any hate on Connor. I wish him the best. Like he is a legend of the sport, and like he did achieve a lot. I kind of feel not only bad for him, but bad for us because I feel we never really got to see the best of Connor. Like I think he was coming into his prime, like when he won that second title. And then that whole McGregor thing happened, and then that took a while for that to eventually end up coming to fruition. And then after that, it took him years to come back to the UFC and blah blah blah. So like that whole section there where he wasn't really competing, that was his prime. That he didn't that he like it was squandered. So yeah, he made a lot. He did make a lot more money, and financially it would have been better for him. But as far as like legacy goes, I think he kind of traded his legacy. I mean, not saying he doesn't have one. Obviously he does, but I think his competitive legacy would have been far greater, in just my opinion. Also, I think that because Mayweather was going on about A side, B side. His Mayweather's fight before that, the promoters lost fucking money on his fight. People
Really?
were sick of Mayweather, and people were sick of Mayweather and his bullshit. Like people tuned in more so for the fact that McGregor was there than
Facts.
he was.
Oh yeah.
I would say McGregor was the A side going into that. He brought more eyes than Mayweather did.
Big facts.
Yeah. So, but
I mean,
hey, he's super rich and fucking blah, blah, blah. So I tip my hat to him.
I think boxing is a dead sport. To be honest, they're really
I think,
reaching for stars.
I think it was.
Jake
I
Paul.
think that no, I mean, like they just, Jake Paul's Jake Paul. So they plaster him all over the place. But I think that boxing the last few years has had a renaissance. There's a lot of good heavyweights. There's good heavyweights coming up as well. Boxing's in a lot better place now than it was like 5-10 years ago. Especially now you've got that Turkey, LL Sheikh. He's making a lot of fights happen that would have never happened because you get a lot of promoters that, they don't want to fucking risk their cash cow and blah, blah, blah. So you just end up missing a lot of the better fights that should happen.
Wow.
So having Turkey on there, that really has definitely helped boxing. And I love boxing. I don't like personally agree. I think boxing's in a pretty good shape compared to where it's been. Like, especially if you look at like Klitschko era, like it's a lot better off now than it was back then. And I'm not just talking about heavyweights either, just the sport as a whole. Because really, that whole era, you only had like Pacquiao and Mayweather for like a decade, and they weren't fighting each other. But now you've got a lot of top guys that they're all fighting each other. So.
It's overall, you think they're bringing it in?
Yeah, I think they're bringing it in, brother. I think Turkey's making fights happen. Look, there'll be negatives to that at some point, like maybe certain fighters that Turkey doesn't like for whatever reason. Tim Tszyu being one. He didn't like him, and he was like, I have no interest in working with him. So then you end up in a situation where it goes back to like before, where you have guys that should fight each other or whatnot, and instead of two promoters, it will be Turkey, possibly. But overall, for fans, Turkey's been an absolute fucking godsend for boxing. So we've got another comment from Galactus. 100% agree with that. Thank you.
Okay. Another boxing fan.
I guess so.
What else? So what I was going to say about McGregor is, listen, McGregor, your legacy's not over. Some people think that you wasted your athletic prime in the club. I think everything happens for a reason. Your body is not destroyed. Who knows what type of murderers you would have had to face had you stayed competing regularly to defend your title. You could have broken both your legs, both your arms, your neck. Who knows? Brain injury. I consider myself lucky. My brain injury is only mild. But I'd be foolish, and so would you, to think that as you get older, you can continue to put yourself in harm's way and just count on luck. Or maybe you're one of those guys who gets the worked matches. Those hundreds of UFC fights that are in question now. Because they were fixed.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh, Master Luke, he's going to love this one.
I knew it, McGregor.
Yeah, because we always have a bit of back and forth on that, and I saw that, and I'm like, I wonder if he'll bring that one up.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
But here's the
That'll be
thing. When you
interesting to
get
see where that
involved with
goes.
me, McGregor, you're really, truly fighting for your people. Because you got kids that look up to you. I'm not saying you're the ones that you had with your wife. I'm talking about the kids of Ireland who want to be like their favorite fighter, a hero to the masses. Kids like Joe Carvalho, rest in peace. Kids like Scotty Marsden, rest in peace. 14 years old. He died in Muay Thai. Tim, what the fuck is his last name? Tim Hague, ex-UFC fighter, died in boxing. Muhammad Ali. These people gave their lives for us, Connor, so that we can have a sport, a real sport, with equipment, with safety regulations, with t-shirts. How about this one, James? The fighter Eric Bloodaxe, he's got a t-shirt. Look at all the room for sponsors. You want to talk about a business model? You want more clothes. You want the boys wearing rash guards and the girls. Because you could spackle sponsors all over that shit. If anybody's watching, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the opportunity of all lifetimes. Because we are in the age of monopoly. We're not getting more mom and pop stores. We're not getting more competitors to UFC. We're getting less small business, and BlackRock and WME is buying up everything. If you care about martial arts, not fighting, not making money off Mandingo, the slaves who fight for pennies, right? If you care about real martial arts, the stuff that gives you a better life through personal development, this is the spirit that is still alive. When Connor says, where is it? Must have been a different thing. He said the spark, something about the spark, is now a roaring blaze. The spark, the competitive spark inside him is now a roaring blaze.
So he plans to come back and fight.
Well, what happened in his last fight? He broke his leg, right? Or was that one before that?
I think it was the last one, yeah.
Versus Poirier?
Hmm.
Yeah. That's a sign, McGregor. Now, I'm not saying hang it up. I'm just saying maybe switch from demolition derby to off-road racing or something, you know? Something a little less dangerous. Let's not do off-road. Let's not do demolition derby. Let's do like regular racing and drive carefully. That's the equivalent of what sparring is. But anyway, I think it's a sign of the times. You got Chris Weidman going to the body. You got Conor McGregor doing plant medicine. And
So you think time for change is coming?
And Craig Jones is showing us that there is a valid economic model outside of the UFC. I do believe the CJI was profitable for its investors, but I might be wrong. We'll have to ask Galactus.
Well, Galactus is all on board with you. Fair play, or winning, fair rules, less damage to health, more fun and entertainment. I'm all in, brothers.
And the gambling is
Galactus
going to be
in.
just as exciting. You could gamble on it. There's a lot of opportunity, but give me a week to get my widget up, and we'll have instead of me just talking about, we'll maybe have just one, because we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. One feature match per week, or one feature where we'll demonstrate the point system, etc. I think with the digital era, that counts as copyright. I could be wrong. Somebody might sneak in and steal it out from under us, but I'm pretty sure if we have timestamps, like I've been on YouTube promoting head contact for 10 years, so I don't know, but I think we have this moment, we have this opportunity, and I won't let it slip. I'm glad that we're together, James, as a team, and I'm glad that you're not a yes man, nut rider, and we get some realistic, realistic, objective viewpoint. Because I get what you're saying. The comeback of the fights, you think somebody's losing, they make a comeback. That's exciting, and I get excited when somebody wins. It's just hard to come to terms with the damage. So, I at the moment I'm kind of rooting for the grapplers, believe it or not. Even though I was always getting my ass kicked by.
Well, you would have been all over enjoying the Islam one then, if you watched that.
And from what I saw, also Shevchenko was dominating the grappling.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she kind of dominated everywhere, to be honest, though. I guess Islam did as well, but it was more like Islam sort of stripped away any chance of there really being much action on the feet.
Okay. So he couldn't
Where
get off, huh?
Shevchenko and he got him down pretty quick. Where
Wow.
Shevchenko and Whaley, they did actually have a bit of a trade off there. But yeah, Shevchenko dominated there, then took her down when she won it, and dominated there, and basically had her way with her. Another one from Galactus. Nice to meet you, James. Nice talking to you and Luke. I'm happy to see you both working together. I hope to participate as well soon. Cheers,
Hey,
brothers. Have a blessed day. Thanks, Galactus. We
yeah,
appreciate you
Galactus.
hanging around and being involved. You know, it is much appreciated. Anytime we try to do this once a week, so
Yeah.
if you're ever on, if you drop comments and that, we try to keep everyone involved. We appreciate everyone that comes in and hangs out. You know, at the end of the day, we all love martial arts, and you know, we have our different perspectives of it all, but we all love the sport. And like Master Luke, he's got his plans and ambitions to help further the sport and protect the athletes, and you know, we're all for that. You know.
Yes, sir. So R.I.P. to what's his name? Isaac Johnson. I'm gonna dedicate this one to Isaac Johnson. 31. Heart disease is still the number one killer. For anybody watching, you know, I'm a health coach, so not only do I practice no head contact, but also, you know, do natural healing. I formed this uh, nonprofit, masterlukey.org, for the purpose of helping people to do natural healing, whether it's a healthy lifestyle, including fitness, whether it's nutrition, cleansing, if you have injury, heart disease. Like I said, heart disease is the number one killer. And it looks like that could have been what actually was the cause of this fighter, Isaac Johnson's death. Um, it's it is a lifestyle disease and totally preventable and reversible. I think I can still say that on YouTube, but I won't say much more. Just if you know, if anybody has any questions about anything we talked about tonight, just go to masterlukey.org here and or leave a message on the video.
100%,
What do you say,
Master
James?
Lukey. I think that's good. I appreciate taking the time, like always. You know, I think I think very highly of you, and you know, I enjoy the fact that we're friends, and you're very insightful, especially when it comes to martial arts. So, you know, I
Thank
look forward to these.
you. All right.
Right,
Before we go, there was hold on. I'll remember. Yeah, bro. I'm glad we're friends too, man. Oh, that's what it was. I'm really glad that you're not just like getting out of harm's way with the danger, but also that overnight shift is not good. So
oh, bro, it's so bad.
I'm glad.
It's
I
so
used
bad.
to
Sorry,
have
go on.
a student who did the overnight shift, and it was rough.
Yeah, I sleep like shit, man. I go to bed, I sleep for like 2 hours, then I'm up, and then I go back to sleep for like another hour and a half, then back up for like, and then back to sleep for another 45 minutes. So I don't sleep properly. I deal with high stress because I'm always dealing with people that want to attack me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I see names and fucking someone was chasing someone out the front with a hatchet a couple of days ago, and
Bruh.
you know, and then like because I work so much and then my wife works so much, you know, it's put tons of stress on my relationship. So I'm juggling that while trying to juggle her emotions because she is a female. So I try to be understanding. Um, And like they say, you can't argue with a woman, you won't win. So I just try to be charming, and but sometimes I'm
Yes.
just fucking tired. Like we had a big fight earlier, but today, but we sorted it out. It was good, but it just comes down to the lifestyle. And I'm nearly 40, and like you said, what I do is not good for your health because of the sleep, and then because of the hours I work, I eat like shit, and high stress. I spent the last few years just stressed all the time. That can't be good either.
Right.
So, and I've got ideas and no time to try to make any of them happen. So, like life's short, man. And if I don't fucking make moves now, why I still can, I'll go from 40 to 50, and then my life, my health, I should say, will just go down the shitter, and possibly my marriage as well if I don't fucking change things up. So
Okay.
I am the man of the, not only I'm the man in our relationship, so it's my responsibility, and I'm also the man of my own life. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's in control, and I need to take control. And if things aren't working well, it's my responsibility and duty to change it and do something about it. So I intend on doing
Nice, bro. It's dad energy.
that. Well, I am the dad man. In the pub, I'm cock and ball dad. Yeah, I guess I always have that type of energy, man. But yeah,
Proud of you.
I always have a lot of reverence for you, brother. We're brothers in arms as far as I'm concerned.
We're holding hands around the world.
Yeah,
You got
that's it,
this
brother.
thing.
That's it, man. All right, man.
All right,
I'll leave
lads.
you with it. Thanks for everyone for sticking around, and thanks for Galactus for getting involved. And we'll tee up something for next week.
All right, lads. Cheers,
Okay.
James.
Thanks,
man.
brother. You too, man.
Boss man.
Thanks.
Good on you, mate. Cheers, lads.